hand sanitized? All right, cool. So once you've signed in, just make your way right here, just to the front of the room right here. Yeah, just that big thing. That works, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, come on in. If you guys can't see the front of me, come on over here. If you can move over so we can get in front of me. We still got some room right here in this region. All right, cool. So, you guys ready to package some meals? Yeah! That was weak. Are you ready to package some meals? That sounds good. Thank all of you for being here. Thank all of you for being here. My name is Andrew Sullivan. I'm with Stop Hunger Now. Has anybody here heard of Stop Hunger Now before? Yeah. Maybe checked out our website or read about us?
We saw the video.
All right, awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a meal packaging event. You guys are going to package 13,000 meals for kids in about less than 2 hours. So we're going to get this assembly line going. And I have music that I'm going to play. I have a gong for every 1,000 meals. We're going to hit the gong. We're going to have a lot of fun here today. All right, but before we get started, I need you guys to hang tight for me. All right, before we get started, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Stop Hunger Now for a few minutes. All right, I'm going to tell you a little bit about Stop Hunger Now, and then once I'm done talking about Stop Hunger Now, we'll go through a quick training of how this assembly line works, and then we'll go ahead and get started. Stop Hunger Now is an international hunger relief organization. We have a vision of a world without hunger, and our mission is to end hunger in our lifetime. Does anybody here believe that we could do that we could end hunger in our lifetime? Let's hear some noise. That's good. Well, I completely agree. Let's do a little true or false. Ready? True or false? There is not enough food on this planet to go around. That's right. That's completely false. There's plenty of food to go around. What's that?
4.3.
Yeah, 4.3 pounds of food. Give it up. That's right. About 4.3 pounds of food produced every single day per person on the planet. If you guys had, well, Thanksgiving was recently, you can imagine a big turkey, 4.3 pounds of food. That's a lot of food produced every single day per person on the planet. So there's tons of food to go around. The problem is that we just need to get it to those people who need it the most. There's about 7 billion people on this planet, and the common misconception is that there's too many people and there's not enough food. And as you guys said here today, that's completely false. There is plenty of food to go around. There's actually 4.3 pounds of food produced every single day per person. So if somebody says there's not enough food to go around, that's why people are hungry, that's completely wrong. There's plenty of food to go around, which kind of puts that ownership right back on us to get the food to those people who need it the most. Out of those 7 billion people, 1 billion people, just under 1 billion, woke up today living in absolute poverty, which basically means they're living on less than $1 a day. Anybody spend $1 here today?
Yeah, it's good.
I know I did. I grabbed lunch on the way here. It's really easy to spend $1, but if you can imagine, 1 out of every 7 people on this planet woke up today living on less than $1. Basically, not access to education, clean water, food, medical attention. They don't have those things. Their #1 need is fighting for food for that day. 1 out of every 7 people on the planet. We'll narrow it more. Is this Baltimore Orioles country or Baltimore Ravens? Is that what this area is? All right, cool. So we're going to use that. We're going to use that as our reference. Anybody here been to Camden Yards? All right, Camden Yards has about 42 to 45,000 people at capacity. So if you can imagine 42 to 45,000 people packed into Camden Yards, sold out. Hasn't really happened lately, a sold out crowd at Camden Yards. But you can imagine a completely sold out crowd, everyone's standing, there's hardly anyone to stand, about 45,000 people. Every day, 25,000 people die from hunger and hunger-related illnesses. So that means every 2 days, it's 50,000 people, which is more people than an entire Camden Yards sold out stadium. Every single 2 days. So that's what we're dealing with today when we're talking about hunger. You're not going to see that on the front page of the newspaper or in the news. They're really not sharing that, but that's what's happening today with hunger. And the 2 ways we're looking to fight that is through education as well as political will. Education here locally, hopefully you guys learned something today. It sounds like a couple of you guys have learned a lot before the event. But also education on the other side. When people get these meals, there's going to be education associated with that, which I'll get to here in a minute. And the political will side of it, Has anybody here studied international politics or anything like that?
Have we studied?
Has anybody here studied any international type things?
No.
A lot of times there's a corruption that happens internationally with governments where the food is not getting to those people who need it the most. So the two things, education, political will, and we're creating that movement of volunteers excited and engaged to end hunger in our lifetime, like you guys so gracefully cheered about in the beginning. So the number one question that I get is, where do our meals go? And I'm sure you guys are all wondering that. Where's this food going to go? The answer to that question is we work with about 76 different countries. Yeah, that's a lot of countries. Getting up there close to 80. But then we have about 36 countries that receive our food. About 36 or 38. We're getting close to 40 of the countries that receive our food, the food that we package. So your meals will go to one of those countries. And once they ship out to that country, I will let you guys know exactly what country the meals have gone to, exactly what village, to the school, to the orphanage that it has gone to. So you will see pictures, you will see, you'll get the website of the organization that we're partnering with in that country. So it will come full circle. Has anybody here heard of school feeding programs? I see some hands. Don't worry, I'm not going to call on you. School feeding programs are an incredible thing. So that's where our meals go. So if anybody asks you where do Stop Hunger Now meals go, they go to school feeding programs. School feeding programs, basically, if a child goes to school, they're going to get a meal. So all the meals that you guys are packaging are going to be shipped internationally to schools, to get kids into school. Because a lot of times, these young kids, need food in their bellies. And the last thing on their mind is going to school. The first thing on their mind is getting something to eat. So they're going out, rummaging through trash, trying to beg on the streets. Some kids as young as 4 years old going to work to try to make money, to get something to eat for that day. But by putting the meals into schools, what do you think happens? Exactly, they go to school and they get fed. So by getting the meals into schools, parents are comfortable to send their kids to school because they know their kids are going to get something to eat. While they're at school, what else happens? They learn. Exactly, they get education. So we all know here this is an educational institution. Knowledge is power. Getting kids educated is what's really going to help break that cycle of poverty. So when you're packaging meals today, think about that. Not only are you feeding those kids to sustain their systems, a lot of their systems are very malnourished. Basically, these 25,000 that are dying every day are dying from simple cuts that get infected, or a cold, or the flu, malaria, things that you and I could rest for a few days and be fine. Due to their weak immune systems, these are the things that are harming these children. So by going to school, they're getting this nutritious meal full of vitamins. Every meal you guys package is going to be full of vitamins and proteins and nutrients that are going to help sustain their systems. And within a few weeks, you can see a visual change in these kids by eating Stop Hunger Now meals. So you guys are literally changing their lives and generations after them because you're helping them pull themselves out of poverty. So thank you very much for what you're doing and for being here. We're going to package 13,000 meals. Before we package, we're going to go over to this funnel right here. And actually, that funnel right there. And I'm going to show you the entire process of how these meals are put together. So if you could gather around this funnel, just kind of make your way around that funnel. I'm going to meet you over there, and we're going to pack.